The Confederate States of America, 11 southern states that broke away from the United States in 1861. This sparked the American Civil War. The Confederacy faced a powerful enemy in the Union. They needed resources to fight. Money was scarce. The Confederacy's economy struggled. It relied heavily on agriculture, particularly cotton. The Union blockade choked their ports, crippling their ability to export goods and generate revenue. The South's industrial base paled in comparison to the North's. This made it difficult to produce weapons and supplies. The Confederate government was desperate. They needed funds to pay soldiers, purchase supplies, and keep their war effort afloat. They turned to various means to raise money. They issued bonds, printed paper money, and imposed taxes. However, these measures proved insufficient. As the war raged on, the Confederacy's financial situation grew increasingly dire. The value of their currency plummeted, leading to rampant inflation. The once wealthy South found itself teetering on the brink of economic collapse. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty of war, a legend was born, the legend of the Confederate Treasury. As the Union Army advanced, the Confederate government took desperate measures to safeguard their remaining assets. This included a significant amount of gold, silver, and other valuables. These treasures represented more than just monetary value to the Confederacy. They symbolized hope. The hope that they could continue the fight for independence, the hope that they could secure their future as a separate nation. The gold and silver were a lifeline for a government on the verge of collapse. The exact contents of the Confederate treasury remain a subject of debate. Some historians believe it included millions of dollars in gold and silver coins. Others argue that it also contained valuable personal belongings of wealthy Southerners who had entrusted their wealth to the government for safekeeping. Regardless of its exact composition, the Confederate treasury represented a significant fortune. Its loss would deal a devastating blow to the Confederacy's already dwindling hopes of victory. As the war drew to a close in the spring of 1865, Confederate President Jefferson Davis and his cabinet fled the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia. They carried the remaining Confederate treasury with them, hoping to escape capture by Union forces and continue the fight elsewhere. Their journey took them south, through the Carolinas and into Georgia. They moved under the cover of darkness, constantly looking over their shoulders, their movements shrouded in secrecy. They sought to evade the relentless pursuit of Union troops. Somewhere along this desperate flight, the Confederate treasury vanished. The circumstances surrounding its disappearance remain shrouded in mystery. Some accounts suggest that it was buried in haste, hidden from the advancing Union army. Others claim that it was divided amongst various individuals who were tasked with transporting it to different locations for safekeeping. The fog of war, coupled with the passage of time, has made it nearly impossible to separate fact from fiction. The disappearance of the Confederate treasury has become one of the most enduring mysteries of the American Civil War. Whispers in the wind. Theories abound. The mystery surrounding the lost Confederate treasury has captivated the imaginations of treasure hunters, historians, and amateur sleuths. For over 150 years, countless theories have emerged, each offering a different explanation for the treasure's whereabouts. One popular theory suggests that the treasure was buried near Washington, Georgia. This theory is based on accounts from former Confederate soldiers and local residents who claim to have witnessed suspicious activity in the area in the final days of the war. Another theory posits that the treasure was transported to Danville, Virginia, which served as the Confederacy's last capital. This theory is supported by the fact that several Confederate officials, including President Davis, passed through Danville in their flight from Richmond. Other theories point to locations as far afield as Texas and even beyond the borders of the United States. Some believe the treasure was smuggled to Mexico or Europe, while others speculate that it was lost at sea during a desperate attempt to escape by ship. Buried deep or lost at sea. The search continues. Despite numerous searches and investigations, the lost Confederate treasury has never been found. Some believe that the treasure is still out there, buried deep beneath the earth or hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Others argue that it is long gone, lost to the ravages of time and the elements. Modern technology, such as ground-penetrating radar and metal detectors, has aided in the search for the treasure. However, the vastness of the potential search area and the lack of reliable eyewitness accounts have made it difficult to pinpoint its exact location. The search for the lost Confederate treasury is not just about the allure of gold and silver. It's about uncovering a lost chapter of American history. It's about solving a mystery that has tantalized generations. It's about separating fact from fiction and piecing together the puzzle of what really happened to the Confederacy's vanished wealth. Fact fiction, or a bit of both? The enduring mystery of the lost Confederate treasury raises intriguing questions about the nature of history itself. How much of what we believe is based on factual evidence, and how much is colored by myth, legend, and the passage of time? While some dismiss the story of the lost treasure as nothing more than a captivating tale, others believe that there is more to the legend than meets the eye. They point to tantalizing clues and intriguing anecdotes that suggest that the treasure may not be entirely a product of imagination. The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in between. The story of the lost Confederate treasury may have been embellished and exaggerated over time. However, it is likely rooted in some historical truth. The Confederacy did possess a significant amount of wealth. Its disappearance remains a historical enigma. Whether the treasure was buried, stolen, or lost, its fate continues to fascinate and inspire. The allure of the unknown. The lost Confederate treasury, regardless of whether it is ever found, serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring allure of the unknown. It speaks to our innate curiosity, our desire to unravel mysteries, and our fascination with lost treasures and hidden histories. The story of the lost treasure continues to capture our imaginations, transporting us back to a pivotal moment in American history. It allows us to imagine ourselves in the shoes of those who lived through those tumultuous times. It reminds us that the past is never truly gone. It lives on in the stories we tell, the mysteries we ponder, and the treasures we seek. Will the lost Confederate treasury ever be found? Perhaps, perhaps not. But the search for it, and the countless stories it has inspired, will continue to captivate us for generations to come.